Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Making 3, and today I'm going to be giving you part 9 of What If Naruto Was the Ultimate Saiyan. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, remember to stay tuned for the brand new episode coming over in Making 2, an anime king. If you're new, yes, you heard that correctly. I indeed have 3 channels, Making 2 and Making 3, which I post what you find every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Making family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say we get straight into this? Start the intro. So, the last part we left off, Jiraiya was being ignored by Mito, as she knew exactly who he was, but she walked by him like he didn't even exist, as that hurt him a lot. Well, after what he did, he finally cornered her while she was training as he stopped there. She turned towards him and asked him what does he want, as he wanted another chance. She got angry on him, to the point where her hair started separated in 9 different pieces, and they start to hover over her. And her eyes turned red for the briefest amount of seconds, as she was angry at him, as he wasn't here. He wasn't here at all, and him and her father were so close, and her mother as well, yet he wasn't even here one bit. She managed to calm down after a while. She told him if Naruto forgave him, then she would think about forgiving him as well. But she knew that was a cold day in hell before that happened, as he was the one that suffered the most. And she hated Jiraiya for that, because her brother had suffered. As she made her way off, as Jiraiya was thinking about a way to get the kid to talk back to him. Meanwhile, at Kumo, as Naruto was on top of a mountain, doing one-handed push-ups, as someone was up there watching him. She must say it was something else. She saw Ai training before, but this training was more intense, as Naruto made her get on his back as he did one-finger pull-ups, climbing the mountain with just a single finger, as he almost scared her half to death when he had jumped off. Afterwards, Mito and the others came to Kumo, as Naruto finally saw his sister once again, as she was happy to see him. As he went down the ridge, as Hiruzen was a bit angry at Naruto challenging the Raikagi like that. Hiruzen knew that this was a political stunt. There were several individuals here, like the daimyos and dignitaries, and if Naruto indeed won all of the exam, the Raikagi was gonna put him through the time of his life to show that Kumo power is elite even against Konoha top genin. But after discussing it and Naruto pleading, even Guy agreed for Naruto to fight the Raikagi as he wanted Naruto to spread his youth. Well, of course he would say that, as Hiruzen sighed in defeat, as he allowed Naruto to continue with his charade, but if things went too far, he was gonna step in and intervene. But Naruto did not think that the Raikagi would try and kill him or anything like that. The man was nice, he was just a person that loved fighting as well. So with that, the finals finally came around, as everyone was there, including the Tachikage. His granddaughter was here after all. The only representative that was not there was the Akisaki, seeing that he was just one of his team that passed, and that was Shira, as Lee was the first one to face off against him. The both of them had the limiters to break as they enter in their gates, pushing themselves forward as they fought. They were able to knock out each other, as everyone is surprised by that. When Naruto's name was called, the Namikaze was said, as the Raikagi and Hokage looked towards Onki, but he did not react or anything like that. As Kurosaki watched Mito, this was his sister, and that meant he was the son of that man little flash. This would be a perfect opportunity to get revenge for her entire village. But there was something off about the girl. It was like she was ready for an attack. Unknown to them, despite not fully becoming a ninja yet, Mito was a young prodigy. It wouldn't be that easy to take her down, and not to mention, if she was attacked, the moment she was attacked, Naruto would be there. As Naruto went down there to face off against Akisaki, as the both of them stood in the arena, as Akisaki was able to grab Naruto in a dead grab. As Kurosaki said that it was over, the stone ninjas that were there watched the scene, as it was over, because the way he was gripping Naruto, as it sounds like he was gonna break Naruto at any moment, but with an exertion of power, Akisaki was launched away, as Naruto jumped on his feet as he cracked his neck. He then slipped into his fighting stance, as he was gonna end this quickly. So yeah guys, was basically that's what I thought. You guys can switch across the play check of yourself. So this begin this new episode. Everyone was ready to witness this battle after Naruto got freed. But Akisaki slammed both hands on the ground. The earth around Naruto's feet condensed as it trapped him there. As Naruto looked down, despite his large size, Akisaki was fast. As Naruto looked up, he was in front of him, his fist caught back, creating an X shape in front of his face. Akisaki's fist connected with Naruto's arms. The blow rendered Naruto's feet out of the ground as he was thrown. He crashed into the wall, literally breaking through it. Unknown to anyone here, well most people except for the stone ninjas, Akisaki was on his way to becoming one of the strongest ninjas in the Hidden Stone, with unrivaled strength. Up in the contestant booth, "I told you," said Kurosaki. The moment Akisaki stopped joking around, "Your brother is done for." As Mito simply laughed at that. He's just gauging his strength. I'm sure he's just excited to see what he can do. Look, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The moment she said 1, the entire wall was obliterated as Naruto came out of it unscathed. And there was a big jovial smile on his face. "You're much stronger than I thought," said Naruto. "I thought you would be slow given your size. I knew that you would be strong but not this strong." As Akisaki slammed both hands together, as Naruto noticed a change, he had become a lot serious now in battle. At first he was jovial and playing around. As Naruto stomped his foot in the ground and moved, Akisaki slammed two hand signs as he opened his mouth. An earth golem formed in front of him. As it came right out of his mouth, Naruto's fist impacted the earth golem. Akisaki's eyes went wide when he felt the thing shook, as several pieces of debris fell off it, but it did not break completely. With it not breaking, the arm moved forward and grabbed Naruto's left arm and pulled it down. Akisaki then clamped his left arm over Naruto's face and blasted Naruto in the ground as his body crushed down in it. Akisaki then raised his fist, but to his surprise, Naruto reached out and grabbed his arm. Akisaki started to wince in pain as Naruto applied pressure. Despite him holding on to Naruto's face, he was the one feeling incredible pain just by Naruto holding his arm like this, as he had to let go and jump away. The golem rushed towards Naruto as it raised both fists to clamp down on Naruto's skull. The moment it was close enough, Naruto delivered an uppercut that blew it to pieces, as he looked towards his fist and blew it off, before he vanished. The ground was cratered where he last stood as Akisaki turned. He might have been fast, but yet Naruto's speed outpaced them entirely, as Naruto's fist connected in his stomach. Usually, against Genins, a fist like that would not even hurt him one bit. But he felt his entire body spasm as his being was shook as he was thrown. He broke into the wall, same as Naruto, as he stood there for a few seconds as he coughed. He looked towards his large hand as blood was in his hand. He picked himself back up before he went through a series of hand signs and slammed his hand down. The entire area started to shake as he was trying to get Naruto off balance. He moved out with his fastest speed yet as he arrived above Naruto. As he brought both hands down, Naruto brought both his hands in the air as fists connected with palms. The earth broke under Naruto's feet, but yet his knees did not bend one bit. The group was surprised, everyone was. They saw the strength that Akisaki had, but yet, here Naruto was effortlessly holding back all that tremendous power. As the Tishikage was keeping a keen eye on Naruto, he knew exactly who he was. The boy wasn't afraid to talk who his father was, despite knowing that his father had many enemies. He glanced over towards the booth where he saw the red-headed child. That was his sister. Akisaki was one of his stronger genins, and yet, here this boy was effortlessly putting him down like he was nothing. As Akisaki jumped back, as he looked towards Naruto, not even a tinge of pain, as Naruto pulled himself out of the crater. As he smiled, "Well, it seems like your strength has reached a limit. So, let's finish this, shall we?" Akisaki couldn't get a reply as Naruto's feet appeared under his chin as he looked down. His body was thrown up in the air as Naruto's hands were on the ground, kicking Akisaki up in the air. As Naruto used a burst of speed to literally jump higher than how far he kicked him, he appeared above him and spin. A brutal, bone-cracking kick slamming Akisaki's back. The larger man cried out in agonizing pain. As he was sent spiraling, his body hit the ground a boom. He groaned as he looked up, as he saw Naruto coming down. As Naruto's fist connected in his stomach, blood and spit flew out of his mouth. The entire arena felt a shockwave. The walls cracked, the ground cratered as Naruto's fist impacted through Akisaki and damaged the surrounding area. His eyes rolled back in his head as he was knocked unconscious. As Naruto looked down at him, maybe he went a bit overboard. Well, he was taking punches earlier, so maybe he was fine. The medics rushed over as he took several of them to carry him away. As Naruto glanced up as he saw Ai, smiling down at him. As Naruto looked back up at him, he hasn't even seen anything yet. With that, he made his way up. The moment he did, Miko rushed over to him. Kurosaki watched this entire thing. As the proctor announced that he was a winner, he was fine. How was he so goddamn strong? As Oniki was thinking the same thing. The arena was fixed by an earth ninjutsu. Well, I must say, if anything, he's quite strong, said the Raikagi. As he had seen this firsthand, the boy was strong, and he believed that was not all the boy had to offer. He glanced up toward his son, who seemed to be calm and collected after all his training. He was ready for something like this, as he had full faith in his son in this match. They hadn't seen what his son can fully do after all. His son was supposed to be Jonin level already, but he wanted to take the traditional way to become Chunin then Jonin, as he was personally training him, and he could authorize his jump in rank, but his son wanted to go through things professionally, as he was training his son to become the next Raikagi. Yes, that he is, said Hirsu with a smile on his face, as he really believed that Naruto would win this all. But if he does win this, that means he would have to face Raikagi. Oniki said nothing as he just looked at the boy. Afterwards, Neri and Kurosaki was about to fight. "Good luck," said Naruto. She turned to face him, but she did not say anything, as she made her way down there. As he shook his head as he turned towards the other girl, who was eyeing him the entire way down, before she made her way as well. "Who do you think's gonna win?" asked Mito. "Well, I don't know how strong that Kurosaki girl is, but Neri is quite strong, so let's just see," said Naruto, as the two fighters went down there. The moment the match started, Kurosaki stayed as far away from Neri as possible, and knowing that when the Byakugan was up close they were too deadly, she launched a barrage of earth techniques low level ones, forced Neri to use out her chakra, using her palm strikes coated with chakra to cancel techniques. She shook the ground and threw explosives, staying her distance away. "Are you gonna keep on running?" said Neri as she stood in the center, her eyes focused on the girl. The girl created 3 earth clones as they split apart. They started to barrage her with techniques as she deflected and blocked. Kurosaki then threw several explosive tags. The ground exploded outwards as Neri was forced to jump. As Kurosaki met her in mid-air, her fist was surrounded by so much rock It was large as she brought it down. But Neri smashed her palm against it, using the forceful chakra inside to render it to nothing but her bare hand. In doing so, she attacked it, closing few of her points. She then slammed a palm right in her stomach. Kurosaki was thrown violently down to the ground as she crashed. As Nero was coming towards her, she picked herself up though, rather quickly. As her hand started to glow green, she knew medical ninjutsu. She forcefully opened the points in her hand. As she jumped away, the battle continued like this for a long while, as Nero was forced to deflect all of the techniques that Kurosaki sent her way, even using her rotation when she released earth spikes all over the area, as that was tiring Neri out. But Kurosaki was also getting tired as well. In the end, a well-placed palm strike to Kurosaki's stomach. It shut her system down completely, knocking her cold. But Neri didn't have the chakra to stand up afterwards as she fell, face first after using so much chakra. The both of them were knocked out, and it was a tie. It seems like that was not the outcome that Anki was expecting. Well, they're both strong kunoichi, said the Raikagi. That they are indeed, said Hirzan. But Anki once again did not reply. That was his granddaughter, and now the only one left was Hibachi, as the man was angered by that, judging from the small crinkle on his nose, and his eyes narrowing. Wow, said Naruto. Neri was a lot stronger than he thought. He's never seen her fall like this before. As Naruto glanced over where the Hyugas were sitting, as he could see the look on their face, they seemed to be unhappy to be here. But one of them was Neri's mother. As Naruto had heard that her mother was a main member of the clan. As Mito had told him that the clan was split into two parts, main and branch member. To him that really don't make no sense. Well, it's their clan, and it was just some politics that he would not like to care about or understand. As he saw the frown on their faces, they're angry, said Mito. Yeah, said Naruto, but she fought well. You don't understand. As Naruto was surprised as Neji was the one that spoke. What don't I understand? You will never understand the ways of the Hyugas. She might have fought well, but she still lost, with her being a main member, training so hard, for most of her life. Yes, she fought well, but she still lost to a Jenny nonetheless. What's that supposed to mean? Said Naruto, confused. So what if she lost? She fought as best as she could. Do you and them expect her to grow any further? Neji looked toward him. I thought the both of you didn't like each other. Why are you defending her? As Naruto shrugged, he really didn't know why. As Naruto watched as the rest of the matches went on down below, Amoy and the others, Hibachi was able to defeat Amoy with his beast, but he was then defeated by Samui. Neji's name was then called, as Naruto was surprised he would be facing off against Ai. Well, said Ai, as he jumped down from where he was, landing. As he glanced back up to where Naruto and the others were, Neji calmly made his way down there, as he was clenching his fist as he moved. This village is the reason why his father was dead. He was gonna surely put on a show, and that Jenny wasn't going to come out of this alive. As he made his way down there, as everyone was cheering for Ai, given the fact that most of them was from Kumo, and the Hyugas would not just be that vocal. They were too, well, proud for that. But Neji did not care as his Byakugan activated the moment that he was down there. As I watched him, what's the look, he said. Neji did not reply, as Raymond asked him if they were ready. They nodded as he told him to begin. Neji moved, but I was faster. And thus the match went. I was a lot faster as he outpaced Neji in every single way possible. As Naruto was surprised by that, the usual stoic calm Neji was getting the crap beaten out of him. As Naruto remembered him saying that fate would allow him to get revenge. But now, well, it was not helping. He resorted to pull out the rotation, but I had simply moved with incredible speed, as Naruto saw electricity as I moved. He's just like his father, said Mito. As Naruto glanced towards her, the Raikage has this cloak of lightning when he moves. You remember I told you, and you're gonna need to watch out for that when you fight him. Mito had no doubt in her mind that Naruto would win this entire thing. So she had told him everything that she knew about the Raikage, things that were caught down in history, and written down, and brought back to Konoha information. As Naruto nodded, as Neji was beaten, I was just too fast and stronger, and his techniques. He was able to move behind the Byakugan fast enough to deliver a strike to Neji, and with him wasting his rotation so much, and his chakra reserves were not limitless, he was taken down. As I was declared the winner, the Raikage laughed boisterously. "Now that's my son," he said. "Quite a fast and powerful shinobi, just like yourself," said Hiruzen. "You're just making a copy of yourself nowadays, aren't you?" said Unki, as he was still pissed off that his fighters were now out of the game. "Well, at least my son is still in the exam," said the Raikage, as he would not allow anyone to slander him or his son's name. As Unki simply glared at him. Now, there is no need for fighting amongst us three. We're just here to watch the new generation and see them evolve into something else. As Jiraiya kept a keen eye on that boy, he was strong, immensely so. He was going to be the strongest opponent that Naruto faced down there, as Jiraiya could already see that. After the first round of the exam was over, Naruto was once again called to face off against Kurosaki. She might have been good with a blade, but she was just too slow. It did not take him that long, a lot quicker than Akisaki, as he knocked her with a chop to the back of the neck. As I went down there, as he had to face off against Samui, she was taken out within seconds, as it all wind down until the end. The match that everyone seemed to be waiting for after seeing Naruto and I fight. As Mito looked her brother in the eyes. "This one is stronger than the others, so don't play around so much with him. I know you like to play around and test your enemy's strength, but if you want to show how strong you are by fighting Raikage, defeat him quickly, understood?" As Naruto reached out and placed a hand on her head. "Don't worry," he said. "I can promise you this, I won't lose." There it was, his arrogance. Well, she liked it about him. "Go kick his ass," she said, as Naruto made his way down there. The match that everyone has been waiting for. "Oh really now," said Naruto. "Yes. Rumors had spread about you challenging my father. Everyone was wondering who the hell you were, until your name was known. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, the son of the famous Yellow Flash of Konoha. Your father was the only one that can match my father in speed. And now, it's like a second generation going off." "Oh really," said Naruto. "From what I heard, my father was faster than yours, so that would make me your better as well." "Is that so?" said I. A lot of confidence. "But it doesn't matter. You will still lose." "Well then," said Naruto, "don't hold back, because when I beat you, I don't want to hear that you are holding back. After all, beating you means fighting the real deal." As Naruto glanced up towards the Raikage. "So how about we begin this, shall we?" "I'm gonna make you regret those words," said I, as he clenched his fists. As Naruto felt the distortion coming from him, Raymond looked at the both of them, as he saw the people on the edge of their seat. This was the match that they came here to see. After hearing who Naruto was, everyone was prepared to see this. This will solidify that Kumo was stronger than Konoha in a way, to show that the offsprings of the previous forts and the now Fort Raikage, and to show which one of them was the strongest. "Alright, let's get this started, shall we?" "Begin," said Raymond. Raymond could barely move as the two of them blur forward, their fists connecting. A miniature shockwave spread through the entire place. As everyone was psyched to see this, I twisted his left arm around as he spun it towards Naruto's head, only for Naruto to duck. but I followed the momentum with a dropping kick, pushing his leg forward as Naruto tilted aside before grabbing and locking his left arm over Ai's leg. He then rolled as I was forced to roll as well. As Naruto twisted and threw him towards the wall, I flipped as his feet touched the wall. The moment it did, the wall cracked as he burst off it with inhuman speed as he reached Naruto within seconds. As the both of their fists connected once again, tremors went through the area. Both of them then got into a taijutsu spar, fists and kicks lashing out violently, trembling and tearing apart the entire arena. People were shocked. There was no way that these two could be called Genins. No way in hell. Oniki was furious. All of his teams, especially his granddaughter, was knocked out. And here were these two boys from Kuma and Konoha, once again solidifying that those villages were stronger than his. And it pissed him off to no end. I jumped away. As he came to a stop, realizing that this was just a waste of time, he reached down and lifted up his pant leg as Naruto raised the eyebrow when he saw giant golden bracers. They were like the ones that Raikagi wore. They were on his feet, and there was one around his waist as well. As I removed them before chucking them to the side, Naruto watched as the ground broke. "You want me at my best, right?" "Well," said Naruto, "if you're gonna kick it up a notch, figure I'll do the same," said Naruto as he gripped both of his fists together. As he then started to power up, as a primal scream was released from his throat, the whole village seemed to quake, shocking everyone at the spectacle that they were watching. Not just the arena, the village quaked, as even the Raikagi was caught off guard by that, as a powerful white aura flickered around Naruto as he screamed to the heavens, pushing his power up. Once he was done, all the rubble and the debris settled back down. I had released all of his weights, undisturbed by Naruto's just sudden power up. As he moved, his fist inches away from Naruto's face, but to his surprise, Naruto tilted his head before delivering a bone-crushing punch. The shockwave resonated from Ai's back. He grunted in pain, but yet he folded both of his arms and brought it down, as Naruto moved and flipped over him and stomped in his back. His face crashed in the ground as Naruto grabbed his leg and spun him. He spun him so hard that their bodies started to create a fluctuation as the wind picked up around them so much it was like a miniature tornado. As Naruto launched him before, two golden energy balls appeared in his palm as he started to fire them in all random directions until they swallowed the entire field. I looked up as he grunted in pain as Naruto held both hands up before he directed them as they all flew towards Ai, the energy beams destroying the area. I leaped and jumped as he moved away as he watched as the arena was being ripped apart. Everyone could not believe what they were witnessing. This mere genin was tearing apart the entire place. Ai's body started to be covered in a cloak as Naruto realized it was just like the Raikagi's. Electricity fluttered around him as he appeared behind Naruto. Naruto turned and caught his fist in mid-air. Boom! The shockwave went out once again as Naruto reached and gripped him by the throat. Despite Ai being a lot larger, Naruto was able to grab him and twist. He brought him down with a boom, once again ripping apart the arena as Naruto placed a hand on his chest as he gathered ki in his palm. The ground cratered the entire floor was broken as I fell deep in the trench that Naruto's power surge destroyed. As Naruto stood there, moving away as he went back, as he heard a shout of frustration as Ai burst out of the rubble. As he was covered in electricity head to toe, his hair was spiking in mid-air as his body was hyperventilating, moving up and down so quickly, veins pulsing all around him, as his eyes were literally sparking with electricity as he pushed himself up to 100%. As smoke came from his nostrils like a bull, his eyes settled on Naruto. as he started to gather all of that power, every single ounce of it. "It's time I end this," he said, as he gathered all that towards his fists. All of that power is needed towards his fists, and it started to sparkle. A massive bull. As Naruto saw the electricity create a bull, its horns pointing towards him, with the power of all of his strength packed behind it. As Naruto clutched both hands to his side, as he started to channel his ki. As he remembered the technique that Master Roshi taught him, it was about time that he used this. Ka, me, ha, me. As a blue ball of energy started to form, Jiraiya's eyes went wide when he saw it. It looked so much like the Rasengan. But Naruto's palm started to press into it as it grew larger. As I moved, as Naruto shouted, "Ha!" the technique exploded forward, shocking everyone. How he could stabilize chakra like that? Unknown to them, it was not chakra. As I thrust his fist forward, the two techniques connected together. Lucky enough, Naruto was not trying to kill him. He did not put as much ki to reduce him to ash. As the two techniques hit, I was shocked, as his technique was completely torn apart as he was enveloped by the Kamehameha. His body was thrown. Boom! He broke straight through the arena wall as he was sent sailing outside. He crashed into the side of a nearby building, smoke coming from him. As he was knocked out cold, as Naruto stood there, his muscles pounding, as he looked toward his smoking hands and clenched his fists. The place was silent. In shock, the medics quickly rushed towards Ai, known form, and checked him. His body was badly beaten, but he will recover. As they rushed him off to check if anything else was wrong. As Naruto stood down in the destroyed arena, he won. He won everything. As Naruto gripped his shirt and tore it off, seeing that it was already badly torn from when him and Ai was fighting. He had a few scratch marks here and there, but nothing that would cause him any unnecessary damage. As Naruto was surprised how stronger he had gotten, after fighting Guy and getting wounded, after pushing himself and his training, he was growing so stronger and stronger. As he tore his shirt clean off, as he stood there, he was no longer wearing the weights because they could no longer cause him any problem. When he picked them up, they were like feathers to him, so he stopped wearing them. "As you can see," said Naruto as he shouted to the Raikagi, "I have won! Now it's your time to settle your part of the deal." The Raikagi looked down towards the boy. Before Hiruzen could say anything, man jumped out of the boot, breaking the window. He crash landed right in the arena. Everyone was a bit shocked. He was actually going to fight him. Many of them was worried for Naruto, as Mito watched her brother and smiled on her face. She knew that he had gotten stronger, but she was surprised how much he has grown. Well, that was her brother for you. If that is all that you can do, I'm afraid that there is no way that you can possibly stand a chance against me. I must say, you are strong, confident as well to challenge me. But choose your options right here carefully. As the Raikage gave Naruto a stern look, do you wish to continue this? As Naruto shifted in his stance, he didn't say a single word. He just dropped in his stance. I was hoping that he would do that, said the Raikage. Well then, everyone, the winner of the tournament is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, the Raikage announced. He outright challenged me. Once, he won the tournament. He wanted to fight me, the Raikage. As the people were listening keenly to the Raikage, and now I shall respect his wishes after all his hard work. And many quickly rushed over towards the Raikage. As he told the man that his son will be alright, he breathed a sigh of relief because for a moment there, that attack was quite powerful. It knocked him straight through the arena. Alright, he said as he removed his white coat and threw it to the side. Electricity instantly formed around him. I'm going to put you in a whirl of pain, he said. Anytime your Naruto could not get to finish that sentence. As he felt something behind him, he turned as a fist connected in his face. As Naruto felt his head thrown back so hard, he felt dizzy. As he was being rocketed through the sky, the Raikage appeared. His hand stretched wide as he slammed it in Naruto's back. As he brought Naruto's head down to the pavement. Boom! His body pressing in the ground. The Raikage raised his leg and dropped it on Naruto. As he broke a sizable part of the arena down in one kick. He then turned his back. You wanted to challenge the best. Now there you have it. Hey! As the people were surprised. As Naruto pulled himself up, he spat blood from his mouth. Who said I was done? The Raikage raised the eyebrow. This kid was a lot stronger than he thought. I gave you props for still being able to stand, kid. But that won't last for too long. As Naruto cracked his neck. Well then, said Naruto, guess I'll just have to kick it up a notch. As he moved, the Raikage moved out of the way as Naruto fist passed where he once was. A brutal kick slammed into Naruto's stomach. As he coughed up blood and spit, he was thrown as he slammed face first in the wall. His body peeled off. The Raikage grabbed his leg and smashed him across the arena before tossing him. As Naruto's head broke through the opposite wall, leaving his body hanging out. Naruto ripped his skull out of the wall. As he moved once again, the Raikage caught Naruto's fist in his palm. The ground cracked underneath the Raikage as Naruto grabbed and flipped and brought his leg down. The Raikage raised the arm as Naruto's palm slapped into it. The Raikage was shocked when his knees shook as Naruto was no longer suppressing so much. The heat was enough to crack and rip apart the ground. But the Raikage twisted and brought his leg up as he slammed it in Naruto's stomach. The force sent Naruto sailing straight up in the sky. The Raikage appeared above him, only for an energy ball to form in Naruto's hand as he slammed it in the man's stomach. But to Naruto's surprise, it did not go right through the electricity around him. The Raikage used that momentary shock to grab Naruto's face and grabbed his leg and brought him down to the ground. Boom! The entire arena was shattered. As Hiruzen got out of his chair, that was a bit too much. Mito gripped the railing. As he started to twist a bit, her eyes were flashing red. That attack. He was trying to kill her brother. As the railing started to twist, Lee placed a hand on her shoulder as he came back there. As he was recovered from his fight, Naruto is a lot stronger than you think. As she turned to see Lee and the others returning as well, as they wanted to see this fight with their own eyes near it, and Neji had returned as well, bandaged and bruised, but they had returned to watch this fight to see if Naruto can truly win this. When the smoke cleared, as the Raikage stepped aside, Naruto raised a hand. As he raised it towards Hiruzen, I'm not done yet, old man. I can still do this. As he got back up to his feet, his pants shredded, but still intact. His hair was a mess. Usually it stayed in its same shape, but now it was spinning off in all directions. People could not believe that he was still standing even after a head drop like that. As Naruto shook his head, I must say you're strong. Stronger than I ever thought. Well, I guess that is what you get after training for most of your life. Exactly, the Raikage said. A new upstart belief that it will be that easy to defeat me. As Naruto smirked before slamming his hand together as he created a spear. As he launched it towards the Raikage moved, but the thing detached and wrapped around him. As he was trapped, a yellow spear, one of my techniques I created. Seems like he can even subdue you, said Naruto. As the spear of energy surrounded the Raikage and it held him together. As Naruto moved forward, BAM! His fist slammed into the man's face. The Raikage staggered back as Naruto delivered several brutal hits before he twists and slammed his heel into the Raikage's face. The man was thrown as he crashed in the wall. People were shocked. The kid actually hurt the Raikage. Meanwhile, the Raikage spat blood as he was still encircled by this trap. He flexed his power, but yet it was not breaking. He pushed his power to 50%, 60% as he snapped it as he caught Naruto's fist. But Naruto smirked as he brought his heel up and slammed it right under the man's chin. The Raikage recovered quickly though, as he drop kicked Naruto into the ground. Blam! His body spread like eagle. The Raikage dropped down. The electricity surged around him as he spun like a gig. The moment it touched Naruto, he cried out in pain as the hit him brutally. Something had to snap as the arena was decimated, even more than before. It would take a long time to fix. When the smoke cleared, Raikage stood there. He was surprised, as this kid was able to push him this far. Not even his son could push him this far. As Naruto slowly picked himself up, the Raikage raised the eyebrow in confusion. How are you still going? As Naruto spat out more blood, his hands and knees were shaking as he dropped down to one knee. The Raikage stepped forward. Face the kid, it's over. You are strong, I'll admit that. But you, winning today, is not a possibility. So give up! As he smashed his foot right in Naruto's face. As Naruto hit the wall, the boom! As Naruto fell face first. Well, at least he lasted as long many people thought. Not many Genins could even stand in front of the Raikage for let alone a second, and managed to hit him or even wound him. But to their utter surprise, Naruto picked himself up. Big brother! As he heard the voice of Mito as he turned his head. She was worried. She was upset. And it was his fault. He promised that he would not get hurt. And here he was making her worry. It was his fault. As Naruto has been working on something that Master Roshi warned him not to use until he became confident enough he could use it well. He realized that he could not use the same techniques as Lee and Guy despite them not being able to access their chakra fully. But that was not the problem there, it was the gates. The gates that boost your physical power and strength. As Naruto found a way around this and create his own personal move to boost him. It was like an energy multiplier. But he had not had much time to focus on it because it was difficult. As he was basing off the inner 8 gates, this was the best time to try it right now. As Naruto gripped both of his palms, the area started shook. Not just area, the village. As Naruto's whitish aura started to change into a reddish one, as it swallowed its entire being. As Naruto felt his muscles, his blood speeding up, his entire body pulsing as he could hear his heart beat in his ears. As his body surged with an unnatural red energy as the ground exploded outwards. The Raikage had to take a step back as the monstrous ki exploded wild. As Naruto was about to utter the name of his technique, Kaio, but he spasmed. His body could not handle the strain. Still, as he fell face first, the reddish aura leaving him as he collapsed unconscious. The Raikage made his way over as Hiruzen watched the man keenly. As he glanced up towards Hiruzen, Hokage Dono, he said, I must say, you have a strong fighter here, and he has my respect. As people were shocked for a Genin to have the Raikage respect, that was something that was never heard of before. There was only one Genin that ever had his respect, but that was before the man became Raikage, and that was his little brother, Killer B, and his son as well, because they had shown the guts not to give up, and this boy had done the same thing today. The man was proud. This kid was something else. As a thought popped into everyone's mind. That was it. He was just a kid. And he was able to face the Raikage already. What will happen when he becomes an adult? As Oniki was thinking that same thing. If Konoha ever decided to release him on any nation when that boy became older, he would be a force to be reckoned with. If he was able to go toe-to-toe with the Raikage, well, not toe-to-toe but still, able to push the Raikage to actually fight him. As Oniki started to panic, thinking about the future prospects, Konoha had these powerful shinobis hidden away. How the hell did he become so strong? What if Konoha started training their genins like him? Every village would be in the background and Konoha would remain supreme forever. As Mito leaped off the balcony as she rushed down to her brother. As Neri watched him. As she couldn't believe it. She might not like him much, but once again he has proven himself to be unpredictable. This wasn't a match that he'd win and everyone knew that. Naruto was still young and the Raikage had a couple of years on him. And not to mention he was immensely strong. As she focused on the Raikage and activated her Byakugan, as she saw it, the man had several crap bones. And his jaw was broken. As Naruto had hurt him. But yet the man was standing tall. His physical strength was something to be feared after all. But he must be in a bit of pain. But he wasn't going to show weakness. But everyone had the same thought. Imagine what he can do in a couple of years. As Lee's eyes were burning with flames. To be able to match Naruto level one day. Time skip. As Naruto woke up, he was in the hospital. As he glanced around as he saw a red head. As his movement made her woke up. "Big brother," said Mito as she looked up towards him. As Naruto smiled as she hugged him. She pulled away as she checked him over. "How are you feeling?" she asked. "Just fine," said Naruto. "I lost, didn't I?" "Well, you put up one hell of a fight. But it wasn't because he beat you. What were you trying to do?" "I saw it. You did something and your body just spasmed." "Oh, it's something I've been working on. I guess I'm not yet ready for that." "He was a lot faster and stronger than I thought. Like really faster and stronger." "You idiot, of course. He's Raikage." "As strong as you are, it doesn't seem like you've reached a Kage level yet. But still, he pushed his power greatly up to defeat you. Think about it. You're merely a genin. You're 14 years old going on to 15. And he's what, in his late 40s? Or something like that? Or late 30s. Imagine, what will happen when you get older and continue to train? You will be unstoppable," she said. But next time, she bumped him over the head. "Ow! Can't you see I'm injured?" said Naruto. "Don't do anything that stupid," she said. "Like risking yourself to get hurt. I was worried about you." As Naruto raised her head by her chin. "I told you I'll be fine. Look at me." "You're not fine, you idiot. You're in the hospital." As Naruto pulled himself up as he leaned. "I'll be fine soon," he said, as he flexed his arms. "You know nothing can really keep me down." She sighed. "That's what I get for having a brother that is obsessed with fighting and training. Just don't put yourself in any more danger, okay?" "I won't," said Naruto, as he gave her a cheeky smile. The door then opened up. As the Raikage himself entered. "I told the doctor to tell me the moment you were awake." As the man looked at Naruto before looking towards his sister. "I don't think we've met," he said. "Oh, nice to meet you. My name is Mito Uzumaki Namikaze, and that over there is my brother." As she held out her hand, the Raikage took her hand and shook it. "Nice to meet you, Mito," he said, as he turned back towards Naruto. "You lost." "Yeah," said Naruto as he looked down. "Well, next time I'll win." "Next time," said Raikage with his eyebrow. "Well, I'm sure in a couple of years you want to see how much I've grown. And I would want to see if I could beat you. So you're gonna want to fight me again." "And what make you say that?" Raikage asked. "Just an instinct," said Naruto. "It seems like you like to fight as well. And you saw how strong I was. So I doubt you wouldn't want to fight me again." Well, that's right, the Raikage said. I must say, I've never had a genin to push me that far before. You're quite something. I wasn't even the one that completely knocked you out. You would not give up. You were doing something, but it didn't work out so well, did it? Nah. If it had though, I would have beaten you. Oh really, the Raikage said. And what exactly is that? Oh, it's a secret, said Naruto. I'll probably get it down in a couple of years. As the Raikage watched the boy curiously, he was definitely something indeed. As Hiruzen entered afterwards, Naruto, you're awake, he said. Yep, old man, said Naruto. I told you everything would be fine. Yes, it seems like everything is, Hiruzen said. As the Raikage turned towards Hiruzen, Hokage-dano, we have a lot to discuss. As Hiruzen raised the eyebrow, we do? Yes, we do, the Raikage said. As both men excused themselves as Hiruzen told Naruto to be right back, as he wanted to speak with him as well. As Naruto picked himself out of bed, Hey, where you going, said Mito. Nowhere, said Naruto, as he clenched his fists. He felt so much more stronger. It was weird. Every time he got hurt, it seemed like his strength just double, or perhaps triple. As he was going to continue to work on his technique, the next time they fought, he would put him down on the ground. He didn't even use several of his techniques that he created. Well, that was his fault. He wanted to see what his pure, raw strength could do against Raikage. The only techniques he used was his capture technique. He still hadn't given it a proper name yet, but he would think of one very soon. But this is not where his story ends. He would continue to grow more and more stronger, no matter what. As Naruto glanced through the window as he saw someone standing off into the far distance, and the person just vanished. It was like they teleported or something. They were gone in an instant. But guys, if you ain't subscribed right here for things sports and do, like, subscribe, comment down below and turn on that bell notification stay posted. Remember to share all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, stay tuned for the rest of what is coming your way over Anime King and Anime King 2. And if you're new, remember to go ahead and click that subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new, but for now, I won't interfere. Stay guys soon. Peace.